The Denver Broncos get some promising news heading into the AFC Championship. What is going on, Broncos country? It's your boy Denver Trav back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about J.K. Dobbins returning to practice. We're going to be talking about how we got a couple surprises that showed up to practice that a lot of people may expected wouldn't play this week. However, they are at a limited capacity. We're also going to be talking about the AFC Championship. We're going to be touching on a little bit of Jarrett Stidham, and we're just going to be breaking down all the news that we heard about the Broncos today in their first practice back heading into the AFC Championship. We also got word on Bo Nix after surgery, so we're going to get into that as well and just kind of dive into everything related Broncos that we learned about this team today heading into the AFC Championship. If you enjoy Denver Broncos content, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. It helps recommend me to more Bronco fans like yourself. And first, we're going to get into what Bo Nix said on Instagram regarding his situation and so forth. He said, "The last few days have been hard to put into words. What started as one of the most exciting games I've ever been a part of ended in some of the most devastating football news I've ever received. This is not how I imagined my season would come to an end, but our season has been defined by overcoming adversity and responding to it. I can't express how much this team and organization means to me and how much I believe in them. I couldn't be more proud of the guys, and I couldn't be more confident in Jarrett, and I couldn't be more excited for what's next. Thank you for all the kind words, love, and support over the last few days. Thankful for my trainers, Bo, Vince, and Dr. Waltrip, for taking good care of me." The last line that he put in this absolutely just makes me realize how great of a person Bo Nix is on and off the field and how much he believes in his faith as a Christian. And this relates to me, so I definitely just love that for Bo Nix. He said, "God never says oops. He is always good. He has big plans for this team. We're not finished. And as a matter of fact, we're just getting started. We're just going to keep climbing higher. Go Broncos." And this is just a faith-filled man. And I just want to say, number 10, Bo Nix, we're praying for you. We're rooting for you. And I can't wait to see you back on the football field next year. The Broncos had some names return back to practice today that could be a huge help to get them to the Super Bowl if they can play this Sunday in the AFC Championship. J.K. Dobbins was at practicing today. Pat Bryant, Luke Wattenberg returned to practice today, which is huge. Getting your starting center back would be key. Dre Greenlaw was at practice, and Alex Forsyth was at practice after having that ankle injury in the divisional round. And I think he had an ankle injury the previous week as well. So having both of your centers there, getting Wattenberg back while Forsyth is a little bit banged up is really good news. Troy Franklin was at practice, but he didn't practice, didn't appear to be participating. So that's something to keep an eye on because you don't know if they're going to did not participate or was limited. Pat Bryant will, of course, probably be limited, and J.K. Dobbins is returned back to practice, is more than likely limited as well. Luke Wattenberg is back. So we'll see throughout the week who is playing. Hopefully we see Dobbins, Pat, Luke, and Troy, and Alex Forsyth and Dre Greenlaw all playing. Of course, Greenlaw played in the AFC Championship. Forsyth did as well. Pat Bryant went out early with a concussion, and Troy Franklin's battling a hamstring injury. So wish all those guys a lot of rest this week, and hopefully we see all these guys playing football in the AFC Championship for your Denver Broncos. Sean Payton continues to talk highly of his starting quarterback this week, number 8, Jarrett Stidham. They asked Sean Payton about Mike Vrabel making clear that the Patriots were trying to get Jarrett Stidham back in free agency. Payton said, "I think there were a lot of people that felt that way about Stidham." Also talked about he isn't worried about Jarrett Stidham holding back. He's going to rip it. That's his personality. This makes me super excited because, Jarrett Stidham is a super smart quarterback. He has a really good deep ball accuracy, and he's going to let that thing fly. So I think he's going to be slinging that pill this week, and I think a lot of people are underestimating how talented he is as a quarterback, and they just think, oh, well, he played under Tom Brady, he struggled a little bit in New England. That was his younger days of his career. What we've seen from Stidham as a Denver Bronco, he is a guy that you absolutely want in your quarterback room, and there's a reason he's one of the highest paid backups in the league. It's because he is truly a quality backup that can step in and win games. Sean Payton said he feels like Jarrett Stidham is one of the best 32 quarterbacks in the NFL. So with that being said, Sean Payton believes Jarrett Stidham is a starter in this league on some teams, which he's already kind of said that before. He thinks that his number 2 is a starter on a majority of teams and a starting caliber quarterback. So it's good to see that Sean Payton continuously believes in number 8. Sean Payton's had a couple conversations with Bill Parcells since Bo Nix's injury, adding that they talked about a backup quarterback playing later in the season. And they talked about Jarrett Stidham's athleticism today. Coach did. He said, "I view him as someone that can move. He's a real good foot athlete." I want to just first say pause Sean Payton, but basically what he's saying is that this guy can run the ball. Coach also talked about he would love to have Bo Nix around the team as soon as possible, but doesn't have a date, and he'll be back after having surgery in Birmingham, which he had today. Jarrett Stidham could be a guy to make NFL history as a backup quarterback to win the Super Bowl since 1985. The last to do is Nick Foles, like guys Tom Brady, Trent Dilfer, Kurt Warner, and so on. Sean Payton on what it's like advancing to the AFC Championship game but losing your starting quarterback. He said there's nothing like it. Advancing to this position, there's nothing like it. When your alarm clock goes off, you're eating faster because there's work to do. It's exciting. And I've been saying this ever since the Bo Nix injury happened and we heard about the news after the divisional round game. Sean Payton lives for these type of moments. He wants to prove everybody, make everybody eat crow because everybody's doubting the Denver Broncos heading into this game. And I think that's absolutely the worst possible thing you can do, considering who Sean Payton is and his track record with backup QBs. Cortland Sutton says, I have no doubt in my mind that Jarrett is going to be ready to go. Added, if anyone prepares as well as Bo Nix, it's Jarrett Stidham. Cortland Sutton has full confidence in Jarrett Stidham. He's a very, very talented guy in terms of football IQ and ability. Cortland went on to talk about how Stidham was such a great leader. And, he also talked about how it's a blessing to be one of the 4 teams left playing and practicing, preparing for this AFC Championship. So it's really great to see the Broncos be in this position. Cortland also made it clear that he's good. He thinks Marvin Mims is a special man and made it clear he's not just a specialist. He's a hell of a receiver, and he has got elite ball skill. And he's not joking, man. Everybody wants to talk about Denver's receiving core and how it's not really that good. Marvin Mims is a guy that Denver has failed to get involved, and when they do get him involved, you see games like he did against that Buffalo Bills game. He is just an absolute threat to teams up the seam and just a really good receiver. Pat Surtain said that the defense feels like they can change the game every time they step on the field. 1,000% accurate. This defense can take the ball away from any offense at any given moment, considering how stacked they are defensively on the D-line and then how stacked they are in the secondary. It's the best unit in football, in my opinion. Then Pat Surtain went on to talk about Jarrett Stidham. He has a mojo, a confidence that's rarely seen. Added he talks trash out there, and that's really what I love to see. Jarrett Stidham makes a play on the defense, and you've kind of heard Sean Payton talking about how Stiddy is so good in practice that sometimes he just carves up defenses. You even look back to that Vegas game when he played one of the top defenses in the San Francisco 49ers. He tossed for over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and played a really, really good game. Let's talk about Stiddy a little bit. Stiddy was asked about the meme going viral on Twitter, the Stiddy City meme. He said, Broncos country, in my opinion, is arguably the best fan base in sports. Shout out to Jarrett Stidham for being that guy. And when he talks about the meme, we're talking about this meme right here. So really, really great guy right there in Jarrett Stidham. Great to see that he's having a good time laughing at the memes and so forth. And Jarrett Stidham believes he got a lot better with being with the Broncos. I would imagine you did. And I don't mean this in a disrespectful way to a guy like Josh McDaniels. I think Sean Payton is an absolute quarterback guru. So when you talk about quarterback 1, quarterback 2, quarterback 3, quarterback room, I think Sean Payton is a guy that's going to be able to develop his guys, even if they are a backup. And, Davis Webb's a big part of that with Jarrett Stidham and Sam Ehlinger. Huge key pieces to developing quarterbacks. Let's also talk about Jarrett Stidham. I prepared the same every single week like I'm a starter. My preparation hasn't changed one bit, so he's always lived for these moments. That's great to see, and it's just really great to know that Jarrett Stidham is ready to play football for this Denver Broncos team. And he even said, starting off in his press conference, this is not about me. My thoughts are with Bo Nix, and my prayers have been with Bo Nix. And this is great to see that everybody is rooting for Bo, praying for Bo, and just the chemistry that this Denver Broncos team has. And like Bo put on Instagram, this team has beat adversity, and they're going to keep climbing. And I absolutely agree. I think, Bo going down is awful, but I also think Jarrett Stidham coming in isn't as bad as Patriot fans and the media will say it's going to be. If you enjoy Denver Broncos content, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps grow the channel and recommend me to more Bronco fans like yourself. And go Broncos.